Hey everybody, I'm Shane Ireland.
And I'm Truett Smith.
Welcome to another episode of All Pipes Considered.
Dunhill edition.
Dunhill edition.
But a very specific
very specific limited edition.
Yes.
Dunhill edition. Limited edition, Dunhill edition.
All
I like
Pipes
that.
Considered.
All Pipes Considered edition. All editions considered. So actually we have something here that we're very excited about. This is a project that is many years in the works. If you're a pipe enthusiast at all, particularly if you're a Dunhill collector or a Dunhill fanboy like I am, you have probably seen either modern versions of this or maybe even in the old catalogs, versions that they did of cased pipe sets. I think it's something that Dunhill is really known for, and I think they sort of pioneered a lot of this kind of stuff as well, like the presentation of it. I think most notably the 7-day set.
Yeah.
A set of pipes, 7, one for each day of the week. They can either be similar shapes and different finishes, different shapes in the same finish, or a total mix of everything. We've seen some gorgeous vintage examples over the years that have inspired us to bring some of that flair to a handful of projects that we collaborated with them on recently. We did a anniversary set of 2 pipes in a vintage case, and by vintage I mean V-E-N. Yeah, V-E-N-T, vintage case, for our 20th anniversary in 2020 for Smokingpipes. And we've done a handful of other collaborations with them since then.
But all of them have been 2 pipe sets. Or there was
my personal favorite was the
stem.
the short stem and the Demi Churchwarden stem combined with the engine turn tulip army mount.
Yeah.
That was the 2023 Smokingpipes exclusive collaboration. These sets are inspired sort of by the 7-day set and the 2-pipe vintage set, which I think is a little more convenient for travel than a 7-day set. And these are the daily sets. So the design here and the whole idea is that you have 1 day's worth of a rotation in a single convenient vintage case. We'll talk about the cases specifically in a minute. Just to speak on the daily set idea itself, what you have here is a pipe designated for morning, midday, and evening. I think a lot of us tend to think of pipes as either morning / all day or evening smokes. Or maybe we think of tobaccos that way, I guess is probably more appropriate. But the idea behind these is, one, it's a little bit more compact and more travel-friendly version of the sort of 7-day set idea. A little bit more to offer than a 2-pipe set, and specifically with the intentionality of pipes that are dedicated for different times of the day, and the variations that are possible when you do that. So yeah, I really love the idea. It's something I was super excited about personally, and I'm so glad to finally see them, and the execution is
stellar.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and they differ in finishes. Some of them are all the same finish. Some of them, like the ones we have displayed, are a mix of finishes.
Some with silver, some without silver. Like there's a little bit of something for everybody here.
And I think all of Dunhill's finishes are represented, if I'm not mistaken. We've got Briere, we've got Dress, we've got Shellbriar.
Well, I'll tell
There's no Ruby Bark.
There's no tan shell either.
Or tan shell.
The rarest of the Dunhill
The rarest
finishes.
of the Dunhill finishes are not represented. However, we do have some dead root offerings.
Yes, there are
really cool.
some dead root offerings and some root briar. One of the things I personally wanted to do with this, because the idea and the concept for this is something that Kalman at Dunhill and ourselves were really excited about, and you can find similar sets elsewhere in the future, I'm sure. But what we did with this group of sets is individually pick each bowl, each pipe, and the combinations in there. So for me, what I was most hoping to achieve, and some of that is also the sort of terracotta almost, light brown leather, and the sand-colored sort of inside here, camel, whatever you want to call it. I wanted these to feel vintage. And I wanted to focus...
Vintage or vintage?
Vintage. Yeah, I wanted these vintage sets to feel vintage.
Perfect.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's a mouthful, though.
So there are some Cumberland County and Chestnut examples in here, which are relatively recent finishes in the Dunhill. Comparatively recent Dunhill, as is the Amber Root. But really, most of this focuses on the first handful of Dunhill finishes ever created, which is Root, Briere, and Shell.
Yeah, and the shapes are stuff that Dunhill's been making for
Oh, yeah.
decades, if not longer. And all of them are going to be the 07 Prince in, I think, Group 3 size. And then the 14, is that what it is? 14
Oh,
Bulldog?
the Bulldog is the squat Bulldog is the 4217. 42 denoting the saddle stem. I think most of them are saddle stem, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if there's any tapered in there.
I think there are.
And then the 4103 iconic billiard.
Yep.
And then what we kind of did is we sort of made sure that the pairings were like varying the finishes between those shapes and even the places in the set for what time of day they were designated for. So there's a lot of variation here. It's really fun. A lot of individuality between each set. Really, nearly one of a kind.
And a little bit about the Ventage cases.
Yes.
At first glance, they seem just very elegant, nice hard shell cases, but there is actually a practical benefit to them. I don't know when Dunhill created these, but they've been around for a long time.
This has to go way back.
Yeah. And the design actually has these grooves along right above the chamber that
effectively ports.
Ports that then come out the back. And the idea is it promotes airflow when these pipes are stored. So after you're done smoking them, you put them back in the case, and that airflow dries them out and makes them ready to smoke the next day.
Absolutely.
It's the right amount of, you want to rest your pipes for, some people say, 24 hours per bowl smoked or whatever. So these cases allow you to rest the pipes effectively while still keeping them secure in the case itself.
And not only are these just really beautiful presentation pieces and collector's items, if you are, I think like both of us, where you don't have any pipes in your collections that don't get smoked, what I love about the idea of this too is, and I feel the same way about the 2-pipe sets. I would never see myself taking a 7-day set with me, even if I was on a longer vacation. But I really love how compact this still is. It's actually not that much larger than the Ventage 2-pipe cases. Of course, a little bit, yes, but I think you still have something that's very practical.
You can slip in a briefcase, a backpack, on
suitcase,
top of your clothes in a suitcase.
The pipes are very well protected, and honestly, with use, these are going to patina and look gorgeous after time. I can understand the desire to keep them pristine, and that's probably what I would do myself. But yeah, these are made to be used and designed that way, and I really love the practicality of this. Now, this could be obviously used as a weekend set. If you want to smoke 1 pipe a day and you have a couple of pipes with you and you're going away for a weekend, I will say that with 3 pipes in a daily rotation, it is definitely possible to get away with smoking all 3 of them in a day
100%.
For a number of days in a row before you feel like you really need to give them a rest. And yeah, like I said, it's a really fun thing, and I love the idea of, frankly, not having to make choices about what I'm going to smoke. I think a lot of us
agonize over what pipes am I going to bring.
And if you find one of these sets that is to your preferred specification, like whether it's Prince first thing in the morning or Prince in the evening, et cetera, I think you find a set that you can just kind of grab and go, or keep handy at your desk, your home office, whatever, and take a little bit of the decision making out of the process, and just enjoy the pipes.
I also think as a whole, these sets encapsulate what Dunhill is known for and what people love about Dunhill.
Absolutely.
You have the Ventage cases, which are obviously exclusive to the brand, and then I think I could argue these shapes are some of Dunhill's most celebrated and most recognized. Obviously, the 03 has been a staple for forever, but this specific squat Bulldog is something that even before I worked at Smokingpipes, that was, I feel like, very iconic Dunhill shape.
The 17 Bulldog and the 07 Prince are also arguably amongst what I think of as the most English pipe shapes, you know? So the whole early pipe shape thing, the Anglo-French thing, there's a lot of crossover between what the French were doing and what the English were doing in terms of aesthetic of these classic pipes. I think the 4103 or any of the 103 or 03 billiard shapes by Dunhill, sort of the benchmark for the billiard in modern pipe making, sort of across the world. But yeah, I do think the 17 Bulldog and the Prince are very, very iconic English shapes.
Yeah, in the same way that if anyone, those familiar with Costello's 55 shape, any other maker that makes a similar rendition, everyone sees that as an homage to Costello. This sort of squat Bulldog,
exactly.
If it's made by anyone else, everyone's going to see it as an homage to Dunhill.
To Dunhill, yeah. So I think this is just the perfect sort of evolution of all of the elements that put Dunhill on the map and really changed pipe making and pipe design forever after that.
And how they've preserved it.
And they've preserved
to
it
this day.
So you're talking about, just a modern version. It's like a little time capsule.
Yeah,
it's like a little time capsule. We wanted something that felt like you could have picked it out of one of the old catalogs, and I think they delivered that just perfectly.
100%.
So yeah, check out the selection of Dunhill Daily Sets, and I hope you find one that you enjoy.
We'll see you next time.
See you guys.